One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. It's the 10 crack commandments. What?
What?
Tum, 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 tum. Tum, 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 tum. Man, yo, why DJ Premier be snapping like that though, dog? Like, how
Hey,
does he do it? 30 years, 40 years in the game. How
yeah.
does he continue to do it, Corey? Like, yo, for like, I remember the first time I heard the record Dwick in the
Oh, by
90s.
Gangstar, one of my favorite groups of all time. Yeah,
I remember where I was. I was at my mom's husband's mother's house.
yeah,
Really, they used to stay in the crib that they like kind of like almost right beside where Monique and Muffy stayed. You know
yeah,
what I
yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah.
She stayed like a house or two down before she moved. She stayed there, and I remember being in the living room. And shout out to Keisha, man. That was that is my my ex husband, my mom's ex husband's.
Pause.
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, pause. It's my mom's ex husband's
Yeah.
sister. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They
Yeah.
was in the living room, and I remember it coming on the TV, and I just remember her and her friend just jamming to it. And I remember just watching the TV and watching the video. That was like on the beach or something like that.
Yes.
And dog, and I just remember the beat just being so, and I remember just listening like, yo, what is this?
Yeah.
And that is like 90, maybe three?
That was 92 going into 93. I got a story about that once you finish.
Let's go. I want to hear it, man.
So the first time I heard that song, I bought because I'm a huge Gangstar fan still to
Yes,
this,
sir. Yes, sir.
and I bought the cassette single of "Take It Personal,"
Mm.
right? And that was Dwick was actually a B side to "Take It Personal," because
I can see
that
that. I can see
that
that.
song was not supposed to be a single. Um, they had the album, if I'm not mistaken, Dwick was not on Daily Operation. That's where Take It Personal was from. And so the album was already pressed up, right?
Uh-huh.
And the song took off. It just took off. So they end up putting Dwick on the next album. If I'm not mistaken, somebody hit me because I just said I'm a super Gangstar fan and I may got my timelines confused. I think Dwick was on the Hard to Earn album, the one right after that had Mass Appeal and all that up there.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was on that one. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that was supposed to be on Daily Operation
Okay.
because I was like, wait, Take It Personal and all that. Like, wait, that's on the Daily. Where did this come from? But the song, long story short, the song just took off. It was undeniable. DJ Premier does it again. Yeah,
Dog, 30
yeah,
years in the game, and it's crazy. We are talking about DeWick.
yes.
We went from 10 crack commandments to DeWick. I don't know how he still does it, and now he does a lot of independent projects, man. If y'all listen, this is not an ad, but listen, if you got some time, go check out the DJ Premier and Ransom album.
Mm,
Fire. Go check out the DJ Premier and Rock Marcy album.
mm.
Fire, yo, fire. Y'all already know how I
He
give it up
also had
for
a
him.
joint he did a few years ago with Royce the 5'9".
Absolutely. Couple,
That
yeah,
one,
yeah.
that one was good too.
Yeah,
Like
hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
the type of ear that you have to hear what DJ Premier hears and to being able to put that together, like I always think the best producers are folks who have such a wide genre of musical taste. Like I ain't gonna hold you. I'm pretty like growing up as a kid, like I mean, yo, gospel, hip hop, R&B. Like that's it. Like to be a killer producer, like you got to be into jazz, you got to be in the rock, because you got to know where to pull that sample from. You
And
know
you
what
know,
I'm saying? After you getting into your beat making deal, I've been
I'm,
checking you out.
I'm
I've
glad.
been checking you out.
Okay, okay. Hey, look, I'm glad you saying that because I'm learning that I thought I knew myself like as musically, but I'm learning that I have so many layers to me musically that I take stuff from jazz. I might sample stuff from a jazz record and throw it on this over here. Or I may take something from like a country rock
Mm-hmm.
crazy guitar string and throw it over some boom bap. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
it be and it just and you gotta have an ear. and
Yes.
be around this type of music to know what to kind of pull from.
Mm-hmm.
I may need a choir on this over this boom bap. You know what I
You know
mean?
what I'm saying?
And it's gonna be. Or I may need a funky string over this Jay Dilla esque. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Type of rhythm. Or I just may need that Q-tip. Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. I may need that over some crazy pianos or organ. I don't know. You know
It's
what I
it,
mean?
and it's all there. He was Premier was talking about how he did "The World Is Yours" on Nas's Illmatic,
Mm,
and of course, I don't listen to a lot of jazz. Like I know like John Coltrane, Miles Davis. Ain't gonna hold it. It's about as far as I go, right?
right.
But he was listing off jazz cats off that sample where it's like, who, what? But there you go to your point you was just talking about.
That's the thing. When I'm learning, like with me, because I know, like I'm coming to my own as a producer, and I'm learning that, like one of my homeboys, he said you got to find out the kind of producer that you are. You know what I mean? It's so many kind of producers. What kind of producer are you? And I'm learning that I'm sample based. I'm a sample based producer. So I may hear something that nobody else hears
Right.
on a fucking Gladys Knight and the Pips record,
Mm-hmm.
and be like, hold on, man, let me run that back. I mean, I could probably take this, find out how many beats per minute that is. I can maybe just take this small part. And don't sue me, Gladys. I'm just giving this for example. Don't sue me. You know what I mean? It's all love. You know how this go, Gladys Knight. You know what I'm saying? But I may take it just for. I might just hear a small piece and just be able to throw it over a real dusty loop. You know what I'm saying? And it just may fit perfect over this set of drums. May hear something from a crazy record that nobody even heard of. I'm in the process now, Corey, of challenging myself and
Mm,
just like going to the record store. Like I'm getting like
mm.
I'm learning how to do it old school because now I'm getting a record player that hooks to my computer, so
Okay.
I can get actual records and take, you know what I mean, a sample from that and load it up myself, you know what I mean, and really do it like that. Cause I can do it without it, but I want to be able to do both. I want to be able
That
to,
brings it
you know
home.
what I mean, and try to do it, you know what I mean. So I want to challenge myself when I get it to just
That's
go to the
dope.
record store and just pick out records I never even heard of from artists I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it in, you know what I mean. Let my ear get the twerking and see what I come up with. And I got the idea from Mass Appeal. Mass Appeal a long time ago. They had a show, or I don't know if it was on YouTube or what, but I remember seeing certain producers like Mac Miller be on there, and they would challenge him to just go and pick out some random records and come back and see what he built. And it
Mm.
was all fire, bro. I love that. I love that, man.
And you look at like so I'm a hip hop doc freak, and so you look. I saw one about 2 years ago on Jay Dilla.
Oh
That's
man, I seen that.
and
The donuts joint.
the
I seen
donuts
that.
joint, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you look into their studio, or like he even went to this crib. They were talking about the crib he was at,
Yeah.
right? I'm talking about the room was so full of record crates that you could barely move around or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, "Yo, I know where every single record is at, and
Yep.
it's like this is how I do it." It's funny talking about sampling. I remember Kanye West. Everybody, oh, we missed the old Kanye. We used to sample the old school beats and stuff like that. And he had a real simple answer as to why he don't do old school beats anymore. And it was so simple. It's like, whoa, why didn't I think of that? And he was like, yo, it costs too much. I got to pay to get these samples cleared. It's like it costs too much. Some of the samples don't want you cursing on the record, so sometimes that's why you may buy a parental advisory album or stream one, and it's like, wait, well, why is this song censored out? And it's like, oh, because the artists don't want, like, you can rap over it, but I don't want you cursing over my record. It's so many restrictions, and that's it. That's when he got into his bag, especially during the Graduation album, where there was almost no samples, or at least old school samples, R&B samples anymore. I'm like, oh yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, oh yeah, you gotta pay you gotta pay the artist that came before you. Some do have stipulations in it where you can't curse on this record. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that was one of the stipulations with the 30 for 30 with Kendrick and SZA or her, whoever it is on there.
Yeah, yeah, Sister. I think I remember hearing about that. Yeah,
They could get it, but they couldn't curse on it. You know what I mean? Which is peace. But if you're a producer out there, it's ways around it. You can go and get these packs that have different sounds in it. You can buy these producer packs and these beat packs that come with like 500 different sounds and a couple of drums, all royalty free too, by the way.
oh, okay.
Royalty free, and that's why I want to spread this message. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all out there know it, you know what I mean? And I'm just, regurgitating something that some of y'all know. But if you're an up and coming guy like myself, yes, you can buy these royalty free packs that have a bunch of different instruments in it. It's all in what you can do with it. We could all get the same instruments and everything, same drums or whatever, and we all gonna come out with something different, totally
Yeah.
different. That's the beauty of it. That is the
And,
beauty of the talent, man.
and save you money from having to buy a producer's beat. I.e. J. Cole. J. Cole do like the majority of his beats. He always have.
Yeah, 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 man. Hey, man. Hey, and listen, he's um, speaking of people that in the music industry and that was doing their own thing, guys, y'all have to check out our interview with
Beats.
DJ Kool if you have not. Dog, listen, man. Before we did an interview, Corey, I did not know how self-made DJ Kool was.
Man,
Talk about a guy who um was just working the circuit, man. You know what I mean? Working the circuit in the late 70s,
crazy, right?
hitting the clubs. I mean, talk about you know, performing your both albums live, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? The 20-minute workout, you know what I mean? And to let me clear my throat. Talk about happenstance when this guy said something got caught in his throat live. And he just did the kind of like the hook, mocking the Beastie Boys, but really had something in his throat. He went platinum off having something stuck in his throat. Pause, Corey. Come on.
And I never knew that story until he broke it on the Zone Sports podcast.
This is why we here, baby.
Really
This
didn't
is
know.
I really didn't know, man. Man, I watched it over again today.
Yeah,
And man, what a story, Corey.
yeah.
I mean, from I don't want to spoil if anybody haven't seen it, but man, the Macho Man story.
Mm,
When I couldn't wait to ask him that because I had been doing my homework. You know what I mean? I just knew these things I wanted to get at, man. That the let me clear my throat story I didn't know. Who knew that he was so close to Biz Marquee
crazy,
and Dougie Fresh, man?
man.
And not to mention about how they shot the video, how they was like, "Yo, we're gonna do this." How he directed the own video to the director. That is crazy.
You're right. You described DJ Kool perfectly, but especially before the interview that I really just didn't know. Self-made. You know what I'm saying? Like the way he just puts things together. I mean, he's almost like or is a conductor, in a sense of his own career, his own good fortune and fame, his platinum record, and everything that he got going. There's a guy in the game to root for. DJ Kool is it, buddy. And to
Mm,
take time to chat it up with two guys from Kingston who are not major yet, and who is just want to kick it with him. I mean, I see stories, with certain artists where it's like, oh, you want me to be on your pod? You got to pay me.
of
You know,
course,
like that's a real deal. And like he did it for the dolo. Like
he
he
came in
like
here off the strength,
off
dog.
the strength of love with two people that he don't know.
Just from seeing the clip, just from seeing the clip, man. What we mentioned.
Salute the DJ Kool forever and ever on that, man.
Salute, man. We need now. We need Jerry Stackhouse to come on here, and
Come on, Jay Stack.
my year would be made. I may pass out if Stackhouse come on here. Pause. You know what I mean? You know. Um. Speaking of Carolina natives, let's get into some
Wanting to
sports.
pass out.
Yes. Let's get into some sports talk.
Woo.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Zone Sports Podcast, I don't know what is going on. Now, let me take that back. Carolina, let me just start there. If you didn't watch last night, Carolina got their ass chewed out, pause, by the Wolfpack of
Oh,
NC State. That pains me to even say. Like, I feel like I want to go brush my tongue, Corey. Like, ladies and gentlemen, when I say ass chewed out, I literally mean an 82-58. Yes, they played in Raleigh last night, ladies and gentlemen. What is this? What day is this? This is the 18th. Yeah, they February 17th they played, got killed. What a spanking, Corey. We were, of course, Carolina were without two of their best players. And I don't want to make any excuse in there. I know Vessar didn't play, you know what I
yeah,
mean? And I know that,
yeah.
our
Caleb,
main
Caleb
man,
Wilson.
Caleb Wilson, did not give it a go either. He's out with a hand injury. Listen, I don't want to give any excuses to how terrible they played last night. Corey, I looked up in the halftime. That was 1 for 16 from the three.
Oh, and by the way, hey, shoot or shoot. Let's just keep taking more 3-pointers.
And you know what? You're right, and I'm not all the way mad at that because we have some sharp shooters on the team. But Corey, if they could take their NIL money and put it all together, they would not be able to have bought a bucket last night. Understand what I'm telling you? I'm talking about 1 for 16 from the three. Never led from the tip off. Never led from the tip off. Pause. Never. 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 Down by 16. No, down by what, a dub at the half or so?
Oh,
It was
easy,
awful. Damn near
easy.
30 points.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, they never cut it to less than like 13. And
And
will make it
I think it got as close as 13 or 14. You're right.
and will make it so bad, like we own like they won't get another chance to play these guys unless it's tournament. They only
Yeah.
play these guys once a year, which I think needs to be fixed, man. Let me tell you something. If y'all not familiar with the rivalry of NC State and Carolina, dog, it is a rivalry. There always have been. NC State fans have been hitting me up left and right today because this is the Carolina and Duke for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anytime NC State, anytime any of these tobacco roll teams get together, it is a rivalry. I just want to let y'all know that. And they normally do play twice a year. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on this season. Again, the ACC has done everything right, and I think they need to get this right here. But Corey, this goes back to my point, yo. And before I say my point, like I've been saying all season, yo, Carolina, I think since they won the Duke game, they may be 2-2 or 2-3, somewhere along those lines with that. Maybe
Yeah.
3-2. I
We
don't
we
know.
we lost against
Miami,
yeah, we lost against Miami, we lost against State. We did beat Pitt.
right?
All due respect to Pitt. Pitt's not really a good team, but
Yeah.
you take the wins when you can get them because we was in the same scenario with them, except that we wasn't on the road and this time we was on the road.
We may be 50-50, somewhere along the lines of that. You know what I mean? Somewhere, maybe, okay, 2-1 maybe. I don't know. But we ain't been looking good. That Miami game, yo, we they look like they
That was
had.
bad.
I mean, they every time we've lost, it has looked bad, but not as bad as last night. And let me
Yeah.
tell you something, man. I've been trying to tell y'all this ACC is up for grabs. I've been saying it
Yes, you've
all
been on that.
season long, and last night was no exception. And I'm telling y'all now, dog. I've been trying to tell y'all. Listen, NC State made a statement last night. They made a statement
Damn.
last. That was a statement win, let alone they had a player that used to play for us last year. He was talking so much smack last night. It wasn't even crazy.
Yeah.
Talking smack before the game. You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna get in. I'm gonna get into that as well. Yeah.
Please do, because I don't remember him. Sorry, I just don't. No disrespect. I just don't remember him. But, dog, the ACC is up for grabs when it's tournament time. I already told y'all about Miami. I already told y'all how sneaky. Let me tell y'all something, man. SMU is sneaky.
Yeah,
Boopy Miller. Let me tell you
yeah.
something, man. Dog, you don't want that. That is gonna be a sneaky team come ACC time. Listen, Cal is there. You know what I mean? Count out Stanford if you want to. That's peace too. But when it comes tournament time, I'm not trusting any ACC team, Corey. When it comes to when they have to play Carolina, I'm not telling y'all now Carolina's going to take it. I would not say that because I don't know. This is the
Right.
first time, Corey. I'm not going to tell you, Carol. All the big dog. I'm not going to tell you Carolina or Duke is going to take it. I'm not going to tell y'all that. I kind of feel like one of those going to get knocked down in the ACC tournament. I'm telling you now, Corey. That's just my thoughts, man. What are your thoughts, man, on this whole blowout last night, man?
Man, it was tough to watch. It was really bad. And you hit the nail on the head earlier where it's like, dude, when we lose bad. It is like borderline, if not humiliating, right? And the thing is, here's how I always look at the big three in college basketball in North Carolina, right? So I'm a tech guy. So I look at Duke and Carolina comparable to like Windows or Mac, right? Like you could argue which one is which. And then I've always viewed NC State as like Linux. Like, guys, who's the hell is Linux?
Yeah, that's a
Like,
good example.
like Linux is like they're not really trying to be part of it, but they don't like Mac or PC. Like
They're like a acer, little acer.
that's right. And so you look at and like my dad in particular, he tells me, and you even hear like older ACC people that play like in ACC in the 80s, where NC State and Carolina was a bigger rivalry once upon a time than Duke and Carolina was. So you are right. The rivalry is there. It's just that historically, since I've pretty much gotten into college basketball, you want to put me like in the like mid to late 90s on to now, where with the most respect to NC State, it really hasn't been like even on our shittiest seasons, we could still muster up a way to beat NC State. And I just feel like NC State, man, they they getting their swagger back. Like the guy you was talking about talking trash, Quindar Copeland. Now I don't think he played for us, but he was right there at the center court trying to talk trash to the target players, and nothing like disrespectful or nothing like that. But like, yo, word was he's gonna put on the show. He's gonna put on the show. He's gonna put on the show. And they're taking the attitude of their coach, which I don't mind. With what's their coach name? Will Wade. Mm-hmm. And they showed a quote that he had last night regarding our transfer player, Vin Allen Lubin. I'm pretty sure I got that name right. And he was like, well, the team he used to play for last year, and I'm paraphrasing, the team he used to play for last year was stupid for not playing him. He didn't play. And you're right. I don't remember us playing him or whatever, man. He was like, well, over there he averaged, 9.7 something?
Something crazy.
Over here, he's going to average 16.7.8 something. I think right now he's at like 14 and like 6 or something like that with a Vin Allen Lubin or whatever. So look, man, they got their swag. Hey, they beat us down last night. They're trying to really reinsert themselves into the rivalry again and make it one. And look, hey, hats off to NC State. You got us, bro. Salute and all that. And I really wish, and to your point, this is what I don't like about the conference expansion, because I want my get back.
Yeah.
Like I want my get back. And you're 100% correct, V. We did not have Caleb, and we didn't have Henry Vessel. Right? We didn't have them. I'm not using that as an excuse because it still should have been a better game than what it was.
Yes.
And it was not. So I'm not going to, I know everybody, well, we didn't have Caleb. I'm not going to use that excuse. I'm not. Hey, NC State, you got us. You got us. Salute. But moving forward, regardless of how competitive the rivalry between Carolina and State has or has not been in basketball, ACC, the commissioner, you have to figure out a way where, because let me tell you something. If they mess with the Carolina and Duke rivalry, it will be a revolt, okay? You better not touch that one. But to be fair, we need to do the same thing with NC State.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also argue you need to do the same thing with Wake Forest, who may not be quite where the rivalry is with NC State and Duke in regards to Carolina. But man, I look forward to playing these guys twice a year, and we don't have that anymore. Can we at least get State back twice a year?
At
I want
least.
my get back.
Yes, yes.
And we're not going to get it unless it's in the tournament.
Unless it's in the tournament, man. I hate that. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Let's pull that together next year. You know what I mean? We need to change in the ACC. And speaking of change,
Yeah.
this past weekend, ladies and gentlemen, it was All-Star weekend for the NBA. You know what I mean? It was also Valentine's Day weekend, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you something, man. I felt no love from the NBA on Saturday. I felt
Mm,
no love from the NBA.
mm.
Corey, I told my wife early that morning, I said, yo, man, I need to be back at the crib, you know what I mean? A little later on in the evening so I can get set up to watch the dunk contest.
That's right.
So she had me at the crib, Corey, way before um I thought it was coming on. So I cut on the TV, Corey, get ready for pregame about 7:30. Corey, the dunk contest is going on. I said, yo, hold up. So I missed the 3-point contest, the little bullshit game that they be doing before the 3-point contest, and
Yeah.
I missed damn near all of the dunk contests. Yo, Corey, I got show no love. Let me tell you something. I know that the NBA is trying to make this change and trying to make this thing, better during All Star Weekend. That is trash that y'all had this shit so fucking early. It is trash. It needs to go back to being the highlight of the night around 9 o'clock. Around 9 o'clock, like it normally is, when the dunk contest normally popping off, Corey. Between
Yeah.
8:30 and 9 o'clock, the 3-point shootout around 8. You know what I mean? I'm normally stop watching the All Star joint on Saturday night, close to 12 o'clock. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Because I'm watching the after show now and see what the commentators got to say.
You know why they did that, right?
Why? That's the new
Because it's on.
contract.
No, because it's on NBC and we're in the middle of Winter Olympics.
Let me
And
tell you.
keep in mind, Big V, when they do the Winter Olympics, when they show the prime time, which comes on at like 7 or 8, that is not live. That is already pre-recorded because obviously it's over there in Italy. It's already pre-recorded. So not only did they bump or push the NBA super early, they bumped it for pre-recorded Olympics.
This is the problem with it being on NBC. I miss it on TNT. It was more fire on TNT. I know nobody don't want to say it, but it was better on TNT time wise. And hell, if it's pre-recorded, that shit could have waited. No disrespect to the Olympics, no
Hey,
doubt.
salute to everyone in
Salute
our
to
country.
everybody. You have to bring the goal home. You know what I mean? We want to bring the goal all the way to the crib. But dog, man, the timing, it's just a thing, man. Like I've been watching it for years and it's never been this way. I'm sorry, I don't like the change. Sunday, All-Star game popped off though. Still a little early for my taste, about
Yep,
5 o'clock.
for the same reason.
I'm like, yo, what the hell? But I was more I was more on point this time and did my due diligence and found out what time it came on. I just didn't assume it was coming on at 7:30 like it normally does. Jesus Christ. Missed those days. But I gotta say, Corey, when the game first popped off, I was like, man, I don't understand this 4-game format. What the hell? By the time the game went off, the All-Star game that is, I liked it. I like this format, Corey. I ain't gonna lie. I appreciated the competitiveness from game 1 to game 4. I like it. I didn't know who was gonna win. I ain't even gonna lie. I like it, Corey. Do I like it, versus the old format? Absolutely not. But do I like it compared to the recent stuff that's been going on? Absolutely. I look forward to the NBA game, All Star game, the actual game next year. Because man, salute to Wemby. Salute to Anthony Edwards. Salute to everybody who took this thing serious.
Kawhi Leonard. Shout out.
Oh my
And I
God.
know they didn't win, but I still thought that my homeboy Jeff, we was testing each other. He was like, yo, we know Kawhi team didn't win. That mug should have been at that. Either him or Wemby should have. And salute to Anthony Edwards. And I get it. They're gonna always give the MVP to the winning teams. I got it. But man,
That was Kawhi. That was Kawhi's MVP. That was Kawhi. I'm sorry. No, and salute Anthony Edwards, but man, Kawhi, dog. I mean, right on up to the last game, it was his. Right up to the fourth quarter, but barring them losing, it was his. Man, I mean, he was out there smiling, Corey. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it was rare. Listen, I like the format of the game. Didn't like the timing of none of it. You know what I mean? Hopefully next year it may switch. But yo, I'm 50-50 on it. Didn't like the timing of the skills challenges and things like that, the dunk contest and all that. But love the format of the All-Star game, man. I did.
So I'm gonna bring it all the way through Friday real quick. So Friday was pretty much of the same, where you got the celebrity stuff there. You don't look for too much. I mean, I ain't gonna say it sets the tone, but it's kind of like a warm up, an appetizer. Yeah. So I didn't have a problem with it on Friday. For one, it came on at 7 on Friday.
Yeah.
I actually found out by accident that the game on Saturday was going to be at 5 o'clock. I was like, I'm sitting up here scrolling because it's Valentine's Day week, and that's my wife's Super Bowl. Like, hey, whatever she want to do,
yeah,
hey, boy, got to do it. That's just how that rolls. Or whatever. NBA, I love y'all. Can we at least move the All-Star weekend? It's always on Valentine's Day weekend, but that's another story. Some brothers got priorities in life. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm flipping because I'm like, oh, I want to DVR the game just in case we're not back or whatever. And I'm looking at like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. I'm like, yo, I see. I'm like, well, hold on. Like, I'm looking, and I'm totally forgetting that it's not on TNT anymore. I'm looking at TNT, and I'm like, okay, there's nothing there. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's going to be on ESPN because that's where the Friday games are with the Rising Stars and all that. I'm like, no, I don't see it here. And I scroll backwards. I literally scrolled at like 5:02 on Saturday, and I'm like, oh shit, it's on now. Like, it's getting ready to get started now. So luckily, everything was taken care of in the Smith household and all that, right? And so, of course, they started off with the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
I'm with you 1,000%. I don't like the timing. Like, no. You don't start off with that. But then they kind of had like a modified game of horse in lieu of the skills challenge. I like the skill challenge. I like you got to pass the ball over here, bounce over here. It was kind of like a modified version. You could hopefully they'll take that out. I didn't care about that. I like the whole father-son thing that they had going on with some of the teams or whatnot. You go ahead and get rid of that. It's cool. I'll watch Sanford and Son reruns when I'm ready for the father or whatever. And then with the dunk contest, look, the dunk contest is more so of the same. Was it horrible? No, I just like to see the stars in it. I
liked it.
I wasn't mad at my man Keyshawn Johnson. I thought he did a hell of a job. Salute to him. Real quick, and then moving on to Sunday. I did not understand the format initially.
Yeah.
And I wish that the announcers would have done a better job of explaining it, because my wife kept asking me, was like, well, what are all the games for? And I'm like, well, I know they're playing for seeding, but she was like, well, how is the format? And I'm like, I don't know. And all somebody had to say was that it's going to be a 3-team round robin type deal that's going on or whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, I would have got it. So I didn't really get that until basically the last game. Like, oh, they're doing a round robin, because I couldn't get any information on it. They just had the games listed. I'm like, oh, round robin, whoever got the best records out of 3 games is going to meet in the championship game. That's all you had to say. You got to explain. You got to explain a little bit more. Okay, I'm slow sometimes. Okay, sorry or whatever. And I like how they stacked it with the world, and I like how they split USA into the old heads versus the young guns. I like that. And I just figured that the old heads was just, there was gassed at the end. But I thought that part, I welcome that. I hope they keep that part of it. So again, I do think the timing of it being at 5 o'clock is going to be a one-off because of the Olympics. Because you're talking about, it's at LA. Hell, it's 2 o'clock over there.
That's true.
So it's so I hope they keep the format. Move it back to like, prime time or whatnot. Bring the traditional skill challenge back. Look, if you want the 3-pointer to lead it off with on a Saturday, I guess that's okay. I don't have a problem with that. And salute to Damian Lillard for winning the 3-point contest. We haven't played all year. Salute to him. I like Con Knipple, even though he's a Dookie, but he also plays for the Hornets.
Should we really salute that though?
Yes, we should. He hasn't played all year. All year, Big V.
So should he be eligible to even be in the contest? Because
he ain't under contract. He's under contract for Portland. He ain't rolling off the side of the road. Off the side. He ain't come in like a John Deere wandering through the woods. He is an NBA player. He showed all of y'all that it's still Dame time, Big V, and I can come in cold.
So you think it's peace for him to come out there and play the game and be able to compete in the NBA All-Star weekend, not playing the game, but out there, if you are an active player and you don't play a certain amount of games, you are eligible for All-Star availability.
So my comeback to you, my retort is this. You don't have to be an all-star to participate in a 3-point contest, only to participate in Sunday's all-star game, right? And on top of that, let me ask you this. If he wasn't hurt, do you think he would have played this season?
Yes.
There you go. There you go. Vito, don't do that. Don't do that, Vito. Don't do that, man. Don't be a Grinch.
I couldn't wait to ask you about that because I disagree. I don't think that he should have been able to do it. I just don't.
If he just chose not to play and was just like, yo, I'm about to do this legacy deal or whatever, I'm with you. Big V, the man's hurt. But he said he can still shoot, Big V.
All-Star is for active players, Corey.
He was active in the 3-point contest. Okay? He lit him up.
Hey,
lit him up.
Listen, man.
Over.
Listen. Man, I got this topic about John Starks, but I want to save it for next time because I watched the interview with him on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Shout out to Carmelo Anthony, his podcast. Learned a lot about John Starks that I want to definitely dive into, man. And I seen the link so you can watch it too. Man, what a great interview. You're going to really love it. It was great, solid interview, man. Learned so much about John Starks. And we need to put some respect, more respect than we already have on his name, man. I promise.
Integral part of that Knicks team, man. They wouldn't have done half as what they did without John Starks on that team.
Also, next week, I want to get into something else that I saw on another podcast. And I really want us to have this debate because this debate got heated. It was a podcast I saw with Raymond Felton and a couple of other guys where they had the debate that it was guys from UConn and guys from Carolina on this podcast, and I can't wait to show it to you. They had the debate about who had the better guards, UConn or Carolina. And when I tell you, I'm gonna send it to you. When I tell you this debate got crazy heated. Even I had to, I was heated at home arguing with the TV because
we biased.
I know, but that UConn lineup of guards that they were saying, I mean, from Kemba Walker on down,
and we're talking strictly guard play, right?
And Kemba and Ray was saying, yo, I would have gave Kemba the business. That's what Raymond said. I gotta send it to you, Cora. I know. But look, we're going to get into that next week. I appreciate everybody, chiming in, tuning in. Go watch that interview with DJ Kool right now. Yes, and we're going to continue this talk next week on the Zone Sports Podcast. You know what I mean? Hey, I had to throw Ed Cole in there, but we're going to wait till next week, you heard? You know what I mean? Corey, I appreciate you, my G. Y'all know how we end this. Peace.